Spring is an extremely busy time of the year on the farming calendar, and it's no exception here at Brook Farm. The coming of spring means the arrival of new life, as well as many other changes. We've been extremely busy here building brand new glamping accommodation, which will open soon. We have 2 brand new residents as well, with the arrival of 2 black pig piglets. April of course means lambing, however one of the ewes decided to surprise us early. Hello Mama, can I just borrow your little baby? So this little guy was born over a week early. And of course, with any premature birth, means there's going to be complications. In this case, he hasn't developed. It's a very important layer of brown fat, which the lambs develop in the very last stages of pregnancy. This fat is vital for keeping them warm and also in providing them the energy to give them to be able to get up and find the milk. Unfortunately, it meant that this little guy was hypothermic. So as you can see, we've had to put him in a little jumper to try and keep him warm. And as he lacks this fat, it also means he's a bit lethargic and not like the happy bounding lambs you see jumping around the fields. Luckily, we are only a small holding, so it means that we can pay extra attention to every single lamb born. So fear not, he's getting all the love and care he needs, and he will soon be bounding around the field with his mother. I'm just going to pop him back because she's a little bit distressed. Here you go. Come on. There he is. He's going safely. We're continuing to monitor our pregnant ewes very carefully to avoid any other unexpected premature lambs. Thankfully, the rest of the girls seem to be sticking to their April due dates. Just above the maternity unit is a small wilderness where we've been practicing the ancient rural skill of coppicing. So up here is a quite unique habitat on the farm. For more than 20 years it was nothing but a rubbish dump. And after Carolyn and Clive bought the farm, they decided this had to change. So they decided to introduce a pair of black pigs into this area to help tidy it up. They're great at doing this. We've now moved the pigs on, and it's now time for a bit of human hard graft to help turn this brown site back into a wonderfully wild woodland that can be appreciated and loved by animals and people alike. This area of the farm is full of a fabulous native tree species known as hazel, which has been used for many generations as a building resource. And that's because hazel is both strong yet flexible. So it's great for building fences, for hedge laying and for hurdle making. Hazel is traditionally harvested via a technique known as coppicing. And this is when you cut the tree back down to form a stool. The tree's natural biology then allows it to produce straight shoots up from the stool, which can then be later harvested once again. This just so happens to be a great biodiversity management technique, because once you take the tree down, it creates a big space and a canopy above, allowing more light down to the ground, allowing far more species of woodland plants to be able to grow. This of course then increases the biodiversity, which not only helps plants but animals as well. Unfortunately, this area hasn't been managed for many decades. So because of this, we have now started to coppice this area and take full stands back down to a stump. Once doing this, we're hoping this will increase the biodiversity of the area. We're also then using the felled hazel for building materials for the brand new accommodation that's going to be here at Black Pig Retreats. Wow, some of these old hazels are just magnificent. Seems like a bit of a shame to have to cut them down. However, they get so big and so heavy, they can't sustain their own weight and they start to grow sideways. Eventually they'll get so big that they'll just fall apart. So unfortunately, as this tree is doing that, it means it will have to be coppiced next year. We'll have to wait till next year because now it is too late to do any coppicing because of course the birds are nesting up in the canopy. Of course, it's not just the birds which utilise this area as an important part of their habitat. It's incredibly vital for numerous different species of animals. Despite the fact we've only been managing this area for a relatively short period of time, we're already seeing a huge increase in the number of animal species. One animal heavily linked to hazel that we would love to find here on the farm is the incredibly special but protected hazel dormouse. But until then, we're just going to have to be content with this huge increase in rabbits, rats and mice, all prey species, which will of course mean that once they're abundant, the elusive predators are soon to follow. In the upcoming weeks, we're going to continue to document all the changes that are occurring here at Brook Farm. So that means yes, you've got to subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Facebook to stay up to date. We're going to be posting more camera trap footage to the Facebook page as well as links to This Is Alfred, our local radio station where both Natalie and I feature in a weekly nature programme. It's been over a year since we started this YouTube series. Can you believe it? We'd just like to thank everyone that supported us by sharing our videos and subscribing to the channel. It's mad to think that lambing started during the last lockdown and we're now starting this year's lambing in another lockdown. However, it does appear that the end is near. So continue to stay safe, stay healthy and enjoy nature.